Welcome back, everybody. This is part 3 of our Let's Play series. I decided to go ahead and play this offline. When I came here, I started reading some items, got invaded by someone who was actually a twink, and, you know, I was actually holding my ground really well. Then some of the blue sentinels got summoned in, and it turned into like a major gang fest. And I generally don't like participating in ganks. I just have been on the invasion side of things, and it kind of sucks when you get ganged up when you're trying to do an invasion. However, in this case, the guy had the full set of the Souls of Cinder armor plus the Souls of Cinder sword, and he was obviously carrying more than 3 Estus flasks. So we pretty much chased him to a good chunk of the level, and my blue sentinel people, they got summoned into my world, and one of them was also a twink, which was kind of funny, and pretty much took care of the majority of his health, and I kind of swiped him at the end and gave him a point down just because I hate twinks more than anything. But anyways, I will go ahead and show some of that footage, but I've decided to play offline because I decided that it detracts from the majority of the story, you know, and sometimes people who play PvP often run away, try to go to the enemies rather than just stand their ground and fight, and that kind of detracts from everything. So with that being said, I will go ahead and pick up where I was, and that was the lengthy time that I spent away. Was the majority of it was trying to actually level my weapon up to a +3. Now that I have it there, you know, we'll be doing a good bit of damage. I also managed to pick up the entire Lothric set like 4 times over while trying to farm for Titanite shards. So we'll go ahead and read this. Armor of a celebrated Lothric Knight. The code of distinction is all but fallen apart. The knights have served as one of the 3 pillars since ancient times, and shares place alongside the wyverns as a symbol of Lothric. Only those possessing a knight's resolve are fit to wear this garment. So, same thing here. Armor of a celebrated Lothric Knight. Strong steel gauntlets, if a little scratched, which is kind of a neat little tidbit there. And I think here, still a little scratch. Except this one, it says, if a little worn, which is kind of fun. I also managed, as far as weapons, I picked up the Winged Knight Halberd, which is halberd wielded by the winged knights, who swore themselves to the angels. The thick, heavy, blood-stained blade can only be swung by one with inhuman strength. And I got the knight's crossbow, which belonged to the Lothric Knights. Crossbow used by the proud knights of Lothric. It bears an elaborate gold design. The crossbow has been blessed with powers of lightning in anticipation of the use of lightning bolts. And the Lothric Knight Great Shield. Great Shield of the renowned Lothric Knights, decorated with a holy symbol. The knights who formed the High Priestess Guard carried great shields such as these, which were granted high magic absorption through her blessing. Oh, and I picked up their shield as well, huh? This one also took a bit of farming to get. Shield of the renowned Lothric Knights, decorated with the royal crest. The Lothric Knights contended with dragons, and their shields have suitably high lightning absorption, befitting of a dragon slayer's armor. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and actually begin the episode. Now, we kind of missed it because the invader came and kind of ruined what happens, but all these dogs come down through this gate and start killing all the hollows, which is kind of sad. Alrighty, with those guys taken care of. alluring skull. I wonder if we picked those up. We haven't. Alluring skull. A skull resplendent? A skull resplendent in the scent of souls, prepared by evangelists of the Cathedral of the Deep. Throw to shatter, spreading souls which attract enemies, not effective for all foes. And here we can see all of these pilgrims who would try to make it to Lothric. Never made it there.
Please, grant me death. Undo my shackles. Oh, then it's true. A champion of Ash as I live and breathe. To be in your presence is a great honor. I am Yol of Londo, a pilgrim, as you can see, only somehow I failed to die as was ordained. Well, perhaps my calling lies elsewhere. Say, champion of Ash, how does the idea of taking me into your service strike you? I was once a sorcerer. Surely I can be of use.
Yeah, sure. We'll take his service.
Oh, I am honored, truly. I should be dead, yet you have granted me purpose anew. I, Yol of Londo, do solemnly swear myself to you.
And with that, Yol is gone. And we got some more homeward bones. Okay, and with that, let's continue on with the playthrough as intended. I just love how cool the Undead settlement is. Decorated and everything. No item, sad. No hidden path ahead. I wonder how that sign got mixed in here. I guess does playing offline actually leave some of the signs around? I guess I never checked. Small leather shield. Oh, actually, I want to go up this way for a second. I may be a little bit overpowerful this. Charcoal pine resin. Make sure I'm safe. 'Cause I hear stuff down there, so. Charcoal pine bundle. Huh. A small bundle of charcoal pine resin quickly applies fire to right-hand weapon. Does not last for long, but can be used in inventive ways, such as applying it in the middle of a series of blows. Oh, this was bad. There we go. And some repair powder. Getting all sorts of goodies today. Repair powder, lightly enchanted golden powder, repairs equipped weapons and armor, as long as they haven't already broken. Use of a weapon depletes its durability, eventually causing it to break. As long as a weapon is not broken, its durability can be restored at a bonfire, but for distant journeys, one may wish to prepare ahead. Okay. Let's not get ganged up by these small guys. They kind of suck. Aha. More charcoal pine bundles. You also have to wonder what happened here for them to have, like, tied up their own kind. Maybe set them aflame, tortured them on wheels. Not really sure what happened. So we're gonna grab this. Loretta's bone. I always click on that thing, don't I? Loretta's bone. Old, discolored human bone with several holes bored into it. A woman's corpse in the Undead settlement was found clutching this bone. Her name was Loretta. And before taking on this group, I'm actually going to slip over here to the right. We're going to take care of a small section here first before we take on that large group. Probably takes a little bit too long just stabbing all these guys. Oh, that's surprised that he fell down here. I think this opens from this side. Perfect, but we're not gonna go through. Not yet. Large soul of a deserted corpse. This area gave me so much trouble when I first played. It was not even funny. That was embarrassing. And I think there's one guy, yep, right there. Oh, yep, there we go. Ow. Stop it. Now I'm much happier. A fading soul. I'm not sure if there's anything down here, or if I'll just get jumped by something. Probably get jumped by something. Nope, nothing here. Perfect. Other than the views. Views are pretty cool. Alrighty, let's go see a rather odd and strange creature here, and a plank shield.
Another Nana disappeared. The Grunton carries a cage. He ever has his cage. And Nana's never coming back. So come into the cage and become Nana's shade.
And that's, believe it or not, pretty much all he has to say. More homeward bones. We'll talk to him in a second. Sometimes you can get this to come this way, but majority of the times it just falls down there, so we're just kind of screwed. All right. So Nana got into the cage that grandson was carrying, and now Nana is never coming back. Look at all these corpses down here, and all of these cages. It's kind of crazy. So let's go talk to our friend here. See what he's up to after we grab this item. A War God wooden shield. There it is. War God wooden shield. Wooden shield reinforced with metal, the largest of the wooden medium shields. The bizarre pattern featured on the shield is the mark of a mad god, revered as a god of war in remote regions.
Well, what's up? This pit is for hollows, not for the likes of you sane folk. Or perhaps you are a hollow, posing as otherwise?
We are not hollows. We are ash.
No, of course you're not. That's what you mad fools always say. But we'll all be mad soon enough. And should you be undead, well, all the more so. Beware, the shackles of the gods are fragile. You might need this. Etch it on your heart if you feel your sanity slipping.
Mound Makers.
Come here to pile up your victims, for that will form your anchor. You'll see when you go mad. They'll be your family. You'll go mad one day, but not today. Take my advice. Use this bone and leave this place.
And he gives us a homeward bone.
This pit is for hollows, and for the occasional madman fond of piling up victims. You've better things to do, I'd hope.
So with that, let's read the Mound Makers Covenant. Mound Makers, a malformed vertebrae found by the mad with a queer symbol on its inside. Proof of the shackles of the gods, equipped to pledge oneself to the Mound Makers Covenant. The Mound Makers wish only to add to their mounds, becoming mad spirits, whether summoned as cooperators or invaders. They are blithe to those around them, for in their minds, any kill might lead to another shackle.
This pit is for hollows, and for the occasional madman fond of piling up victims. You've better things to do, I'd hope.
And with that we do. We have to continue on our journey. Okay. So we'll go ahead, and now we're going to take care of that gigantic mess of people. Kinda love how he spawned in the ground. Oh, it was just a dead thing. That's kind of sad. Alrighty. Looks like I only have black fire bombs. That's okay, I don't really use any more of these things, so hopefully I get this the first time. Perfect. Worked out well for me. So now we just begin the slaughter. Oh. Calm down, lady. I'm trying to kill him. ends the bastard's curse. Oh, we got a Titanite shard. Maybe I should have come. Well, that would have ruined something. And an Estus shard. So let's go ahead and read that, because that's our first one we've picked up, I believe. Estus shard. A shard soaked in Estus. Give to the blacksmith at the shrine to increase usages of the Estus flask. In the old days, it was rare to see an Estus flask far from its owner, but this shard offers hope, however shattered. Soul of an unknown traveler. Oh, I was gonna say I heard some footsteps. And some embers. Barely saw him, and that's only because of his lantern. Only because of his lantern. Oh, more Titanite shard, but I don't really need any more. Although I did pick up like 4 Lothric Knight swords, so they could have. Oh, that was a close one. And actually, I shouldn't have used that second one. I could have just... Well, you'll see. Okay, so let's go through here. Not sure if these are alive. Okay, that one's alive. Some more charcoal pine resin. That one said charcoal pine resin, right? Oh, okay, so I see. Charcoal pine resin. Black charcoal-like pine resin temporarily applies fire to right-hand weapon. Used in the undead settlement to preserve undead bodies after dissection and to bury them. To preserve undead bodies after dissection. That is interesting. The large soul of a deserted corpse. I wonder why these ones are different. Maybe it's to give you a hint that there's something down here to drag your attention. Warrior of Sunlight. Warrior of Sunlight. An ancient talisman depicted a holy symbol bestowed upon the Warriors of Sunlight, equipped to pledge oneself to the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant. Warriors of Sunlight are brilliantly beaming cooperators who place their golden signatures to help those in need, for it is their duty to deliver great conquest to their summoner, and to praise the sun. And here we can praise the soup. Let's continue on our way. When I first played this, that guy always freaked me out with the red eyes. Sweet. Are you alive? No, you're alive. You're alive. Soul of an unknown traveler. I wonder if those descriptions are any different compared to like the deserted corpse and all of that. Let's see. Large soul found a deserted corpse. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, so it just changes the top description, so it's not much in the way of lore. Wanted to make sure there's no one in here. Doesn't sound like... Oh! Let's give him a poke. Whoa, take it easy. And fireball. We could actually use some of those, so we'll read the whip here. 1 second. Take care of big ball first. Oh, I thought she dropped. I'd prefer it if she dropped. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. What? No idea what she hit me with the first time, but okay. Some more titanite shard that I don't need anymore. Oh, let's read the whip. A leather whip that was never intended for use in combat. Of little use against armor and tough scales, but quite formidable against enemies with exposed skin. It's kind of an odd description. Alrighty. And there's some rusted coins. Sharp gem. And we should, there we go, be invaded by this boy. But first we're gonna go grab this bomb. I was like, I guess I can take the plank with me. What is this? Caballero. Am I not playing offline? Play offline. Maybe I'm online. Maybe I'm online. Who knows? I thought I was offline. Alright, first things first, big boy. Alright, let's take the parry god. And this is who we were just speaking with. Ow. Ow. Poise boys. That's not what I wanted to do. Go. And we got a vertebrae shackle. So let's see what that's all about. Vertebrae shackle, a special bone collected by members of the Covenant of the Mound Makers, discovered in corpses of their victims. Only one such bone is found in the vertebrae, and the Mound Makers believe it to be a shackle of the gods. In their minds, each victim is another connection, in addition to the family. and some sunlight medals. A medal received by members of the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant for victory over the final foe when summoned. The summoner also gains the same medal. The medal, engraved with the holy symbol of the sun, is slightly worn and reminds one of the great honor of a shared victory. It's kind of cool. So the reason we chose the white pine bark tree thing, I keep forgetting its name, is so we wouldn't get shot by that guy over there. Oh man, the frame's just dropping everywhere. Undead Bone Shard. Gotta stop doing that. Undead Bone Shard. Undead bones that yet burn. Cast it into the shrine bonfire to boost the recovery provided by the Estus Flask. The bonfire's cinders are the bones of the undead, and a bone that still burns is fresh cinder indeed. Before feeding upon death, one must first pray to it. It's kind of... Oh no. Oh, great. Well, it's a good thing that my souls are just right there. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, we can just leave him. Fire gem. That's interesting. I'll have to read that one here in a second. Okay, so we'll read all of those here in just a second after we pick up these ashes. So we picked up a fire gem. Fire gem, a gem of infused titanite found in rare cases inside demons, used in infusion to create fire weapons. Fire weapons inflict fire damage, but lose scaling effects. Okay, what else did we pick up? We picked up some armor, the cleric's armor. Cleric blue robe, garb worn by a cleric turned undead. Unmistakable vibrant blue robes. It is said that the blue-robed travelers were entrusted with a duty. They bore large covers on their backs to ensure that they would not become seabeds for spreading darkness. And a worker garb. Garb worn by the inhabitants of the undead settlement. Official attire for the dissection and burial of undead. Naturally, the ceremonial significance of such work is long forgotten. Indeed, no one could continue to entertain such horrors. Oh, it's kind of creepy to think about. Alrighty. So let's make a quick trip to the Firelink Shrine. I like how he rages. Oh, rubbish. I was hoping he would drop his saw thing, because otherwise I'm going to have to farm that offline so I can read it for you guys. Okay, so let's make a trip back to Firelink Shrine. So let's talk to Sad Boy here. Does he have anything to say?
Ooh, yet to give in, eh? Good. The Firekeeper must be twitching with delight. But what do you really know about these Lords of Cinder? These supposed legends? Let's take Aldrich for one. A right and proper cleric. Only he developed a habit of devouring men. He ate so many that he bloated like a drowned pig, then softened into sludge. So they stuck him in the Cathedral of the Deep. And they made him a Lord of Cinder, not for virtue, but for might. Such as a lord, I suppose. But here I ask, do we have a sodding chance?
He has such a depressing outlook on everything. And let's talk to this gentleman.
Unkindled, are we? And fast on the trail of the Lords absconded? Then these red eyes are for you.
Cracked red eye orb.
Use them to pillage embers and briefly heighten your strength for your duty. What else are unkindled ashes good for? Pillage embers for briefly height. What else?
It's pretty cool. Okay, we need to visit Grey Rat to give him the bad news.
Oh, hello, you're back. And in one piece. Well, now it's time I do my part, huh? Heavens, she was already dead. Thank you. I'm not surprised, though. Almost a relief, really. You can keep the ring as, well, a little trinket of thanks, I suppose. Goodbye, and stay safe. Oh, this place is a bore.
And we have Yol of Londor over here. Well, we're not going to speak to him yet. Speak to him towards the end of the episode. But for now, we need to talk to this man.
Ah, well met. 'Tis good to see ye in good health. What needs smithing this day?
I think that's all we have.
Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
And lastly, oh, we never read those ashes, so let's definitely read those before we give them away. There they are, Mortician's Ashes. Umbral ash of a resident of the Undead settlement who made a living burying corpses. With this, the Shrine Maiden will prepare new items.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service? Gracious, passing fine ash thou'st given. Let this ash bestow nourishment. I only hope these new wares content thee.
And with that, we are going to purchase the Grave Key.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
And lastly, let's talk to our Firekeeper so we can get some level ups.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well. Then touch the dot. Take nourish.
Just one level up, because I've spent so much time offline. Let's do endurance.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Okay. Oh, should burn one of these too. There we go. That'll be useful. Okay, let's go back to the dilapidated bridge.